Hello, Maverick traders, and welcome out to your market roundup. This is Ankit here, and let's break down today's market price action. It's a Wednesday, October the 25th. Quite a day in the market, so let's take a look at what really happened, do a broad market analysis, break it down into the sector heat map, see where the relative strength and weakness is, and take a look at possible setups ahead. So let's get into
Disclaimer. This video was created for professional stock and option traders. Maverick Trading is a proprietary trading firm that employs professional traders around the world. Our traders trade firm capital and keep 70 to 80% of profits they generate. All trades and analysis in this video are for professional traders only. If you are interested in becoming a professional trader for Maverick, click the apply button in the video description. Let's break down what happened today.
it. So looking at the market recap today, let's take a look at the numbers first. So the Dow Jones were down, but again, the biggest damage was in the NASDAQ, followed by the S&P and the small cap. So pretty bearish day across the board, and you can see we are now breaking key support area. Oil had a good day today, and the gold had a good day today. So the narrative in the market hasn't changed. The bond yields are rising, the dollar is strong, and we are still getting this bearish price action in the market. So overall, nothing has changed. Now, the key support that everyone was watching is around that 4,200 area. So you can see that we got a clean break today and almost closing at the lows of the day. This again means that we likely to see more negative price action in the coming next 24 to 48 hours ahead. Looking at the advanced decline today, again, pretty bearish day, 74% down, 22% up. And now we are a whopping 84% down below the 50-day moving average. So we are seeing markets continue to getting weaker here. And the big story today is this big tech. Look at NVIDIA, Google, Meta, Amazon, and Tesla, and even Apple. So everything is down. And that's really what really breaking the markets lower. Remember, these are the ones that had a massive gains so far this year. So when they pull back, that is really going to drag the markets lower. So Google again had a massive down day, going back to last year, had a worst day since October 2022. So this is the numbers that we had to look for continuation, especially if the momentum is breaking lower. The market outlook again remains a -3. I think we are pretty clear breaking the support below the moving averages. It's pretty clear that the market wants to go lower, and it's better to be playing more to the downside than the upside. Now, key chart that I want everyone to take a look at is this basket of this top 7 stocks. So again, this is where the money has flown into, and this is what I've done so far the best. You can see that from the the stocks above and below the 50-day moving average. Again, everything is looking really bad here. So this is the only thing that's holding up. Now take a look at the setup here. We have tested the support a couple of times. And now the question is this going to break lower? And if it does, is this where the next big move is going to come? And I think this is an important level to watch. This is still a sideways play, so we don't have a confirmation break yet. But if it does start to break lower here, I think this is where my indication would be the market wants to take a tumble lower. We are getting towards the end of October, and there's no rally in sight. So again, as we transition into November, there's a lot of question out there. Is the market going to rally into the year end, or is that idea dead? So right now, I think there's less chances for market rally as the market price action deteriorating here. So while we're taking a look at this, again, there's definitely more bearish setup versus the bullish setups. Let's take a look at the possible setups. Let's take a look at some possible setups. So starting with AMD, this is the one that I really like here. Take a look at this big bear rally that took place. We are back at the support here. And as we go out here, this has a nice little level of support. It's about 84. So there's a nice little area for this to drop lower. And I think this is the area, about 11% drop. So if the market does take a tumble, there's a lot of areas that we can actually move lower. You can see how some of the best stocks are now doing the worst. Look at Tesla rolling over, taking a look at NVIDIA, rolling over. And again, this is where we could see some profit taking towards the year end, and this probably pushes the prices lower. So those are the areas that we need to pay attention to. So outside in this kind of market price action, can we find something good here? Because everything else is really bearish. Look at CCL. I mean, beautiful pattern as we are trending lower. This is a nice directional play I really like on the CCL as well. Let's take a look at the RCL, the Royal Caribbean Cruise. That one also probably in the same setup here. So you can see big rally took place, and now we're just slowly rolling over. So I mean, what we need to take a look at is what stuff is holding in there, and are they start to move lower? Meta, you can see. I mean, we had a earnings after hours, and that was slightly better than expected. But you can see that some of the stuff hasn't broken down yet, but half of those best 7 stocks are rolling over. So I'd rather be on the short side than the long side. But let's say if the market wants to rally, again, Sava, you can see this one really had a nice week so far. I mean, what are we up about 20%, more than 20% this week? I mean, massive gains here. So I mean, we were quite negative, and now we are positive. So I'll be taking a look at this for further follow through. And we have other areas where there's more recovery taking place, like Coca-Cola, rallying up here a little bit. So the big question really is, I mean, there's a lot of setups that we like. The big question is on the timing here. And right now, I think as we looked at that chart, we are at this little breaking point here, and I think it could go either way. So that's where you have to really take a look at markets overall before you jump on a strategy. The bond markets continue to rise here. So again, bond markets are backing off, and I think that's going to continue putting pressure on the markets as well. So keep a close eye on what's going to happen in the next 24 hours. We still have a lot of news to go through, and as we take a look at some of the earning reports, we have Amazon, MasterCard, Intel, IBM. We still have a lot to go through. Economic data. We have some economic data coming out in the next 24 to 48 hours, starting with the advanced GDP and durable goods order. All this data has been quite positive, but again, right now, if the markets are going to weaken more than it strengthen, again, that's really where you want to be getting in on those bear rallies. Last couple of days, they were looking okay, and here we are rolling over. So we're rolling over faster than we're going higher. So that's really where we want to be, taking advantage of those bear rallies here. So I think market likely to continue weaken here till we can find sort of a capitulation bottom where we actually plummets down and then make a recovery. But till then, I think stay on the sidelines. If you're not already into your positions, trying to figure out a direction, I think this is where we could have a big sell-off coming ahead, or we could just have a capitulation bottom. So it could go either way. I'd rather wait and get a confirmation before I jump onto the bandwagon to the downside. Well, that's the plan here. Thanks for joining. We'll see you guys in the next update. Cheers. Bye.